Good morning. Today is March 6th, and we are reading from 365 Days of Kindness. And today is about listening. Do you listen? Right? It's so hard sometimes to listen. Yes, it is. It says, listen carefully. My child, pay attention to what I say. Listen carefully to my words. That is Proverbs 4:20. There are a lot of mistakes made when we make an assumption that isn't based on the truth. Sometimes we make choices for others without asking them what they want or actually listening to their response. Sometimes we even share information about people who are more opinion than fact. There are times when we really hope that God has spoken to us about something, but we really didn't take time to seek him out and listen. It's important to consider carefully what people are saying. It's even more important to listen carefully to what God is saying. Put aside distractions of this world and make it your intention to pay attention to the truth. Act of kindness. Put your phone away when spending time with a family member. I remember one of my fasts was 24 hours, no phone. It was crazy. It was so crazy. It was like it cut off my arm. It really was. It was harder to fast no phone than to fast no food for like a week. It really was. Because you imagine all the time you spend just looking at your phone and scrolling and all that stuff. It's horrible. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. But we sit there and use our phone, you know. I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to try like not using my phone, but using my phone less. It's healthier for you, especially for your mind. Okay. So again, mistakes. So I talked about mistakes yesterday, right? Oh, is there a theme here? But when we listen to people, do you listen to people or do you talk over people? Because it really upsets me when people don't listen to me and then they interrupt me and talk over me. That is like one of my pet peeves. I'm like, you're not even caring what I have to say. Because it's always about you. And it's not about you. It's about an agreement that we're having together, right? It's like when two people have a conversation, everybody puts in their own information, right? And that's how you have a conversation. It's not like one way or the other. And so in a relationship, you need to have somebody that's listening and somebody that's talking. And then it goes back and forth. It doesn't just one way or it doesn't just do one way. Like you can't just have somebody that overtalks you and you listen. It has to be an equal in the relationship. It has to be. But what about God? Do we listen when God talks? Do you even hear God? Right? Because we need to, first of all, we need to hear God. We have to hear him. So many times in my life, I have not heard the voice of God. But I think it's God's voice, right? A great example. I was dating this guy. Tried the dating thing. Yeah. I'm like, oh, God says he's the one. The devil also talks to us, just so you know. And the devil's like, yep, this is the one. You're going to love it, right? Dude didn't even go to church. Dude smoked pot. I was okay with it because I don't smoke pot, right? Hot. Just a wrong thing to do because it's like I put myself in a position where I was dating an ungodly man. And that was not right. But God came in and showed me all this man's demons. And I was like, it was like I was hanging out with the devil. I was like, oh wow, this is not healthy for me. And if I would have listened or if I would have seeked God's voice. So that's the thing is like, we want to do our own thing. Because that's what we do as humans. We want to just do our own thing. And we're like, oh, I'm not going to seek God. I'm not going to seek God in this situation. I have a friend of mine who's an amazing woman. And she is telling me every little little thing, seek God. Like every little thing. Because, I'm still learning. I am still learning. And, every situation, well, if I say, oh, I need this, well, did God say you need that? Does God say you need that? And it's like, oh, wait a second. Everything seek God. Because God will give you an answer if you're supposed to move in that or not. Like, are you supposed to move in that? One of the things is I changed my major. I was going to be a psychologist, child psychologist, and it wasn't on my heart. It was not on my heart. But I'm now going to be a social worker. That's what I'm going to school for, my bachelor's degree in social work. And it's a major change because I'm going to have to find the time to actually go into school, where right now I'm doing it online. And so, did I ask God about that? I was like, oh God, this will be great, right? I was kind of like, but in my heart now, I feel like these are the right moving pieces to move forward in a lot of other projects that I'm doing. And so I think God is okay with that. And it's continuing education and everything like that. And so next semester, next term, I'm going to probably take off. And then I'm going to really seek God's voice in this. Because nothing's set in stone, right? So if God doesn't want me to move in that, then I will know. You know what I mean? But you have to seek God. You do. You have to listen to what God is saying to you. Because if God's like, no, that's not going to be good for you, then now I got to find a different path, different course. Like, what is my, what is the end result on the bachelor degree, right? Because we're still doing it. So, remember to listen to God, listen to Jesus, listen with your whole heart, because that is so important. I love you. Have a wonderful and blessed day.